Welcome back to Charles Sport this morning. Cecilia has got a big smile on her face. I don't know why. Maybe because, the sport minister is still insisting that the National Sports Festival will go ahead this year, right? Is that why you're smiling?
Yeah, I'm
Because
happy about that.
in my mind, I'm like, cancel that competition altogether.
That's what you're thinking.
That's what I thought it would be. I didn't think there was going to be any chance. So it's a bit still pleasantly surprising that there's still a very good chance this competition goes ahead. We're going to get to listen to the minister shortly. But before then, let's bring you into the show. You can be a part of it, joining us by tweeting at us at channels_sports, and you can talk to us about the topical issues in sports today. The sports festival, like we said, there's still a very good chance it goes ahead despite COVID. What do you make of that? Do you think the competition should be cancelled altogether or postponed to next year? Or are you still looking forward to seeing the best talents, the sporting talents later in the year congregate to exhibit the skills and talents? Of course, you can also talk to us about what else is there? There's a lot to talk about today.
Just talk about transfer and, of course, the NBA and all that.
Yeah, the NBA Western Conference Finals is today, Game 1, the Nuggets and the Lakers. Lakers fans, I know there are lots of them in Nigeria. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Are you worried you're taking on the Giant Killers, the comeback kids from Denver?
The fearless team.
Yeah, you can use all sorts of qualifiers for that side. They've been very, very good. A breath of fresh air in the NBA playoffs. Of course, the transfer speculation, a lot of them going on. It's the season. Gareth Bale, we hear, is going to land in London today to complete his move to Tottenham. Manchester United as well too. Man United fans are not very happy because they feel the club is not doing enough in the transfer window to get in very important players. You can send your responses and reactions to all of that at channels_sports. All right, let's get on with the show now, Cecilia. Let's talk about the National Sports Festival.
Yeah, which is the big news, coming from. I mean, he's always been saying it. Look, they're looking at what PTF is saying, the health ministry and all that. They're looking at what the government is saying, what everyone is saying about it. Yeah. And that's going to determine what they would do. But from the way he was talking to the press, the confidence is really high. He's insisting that, look, before the end of this year, we'll definitely have the sport festival. It may not be the sport festival as we know it, but somehow they will manage it. Because if you look at what's happening in Nigeria, the economy is open, and we've been having political rallies and all that, so people can actually gather together. Obviously, sports, will not be left out of it. The only thing is that they will have to ensure that the protocols are observed. Whatever rule the NCDC has said, they will have to follow that to ensure that players' health is paramount, players are safe and all that. So the safety and the health of the players is always paramount. But at the end of the day, is guaranteeing everyone that the sport festival will take place. That's what he's saying.
All right, let's listen, right?
Yeah, listen to him. And he also talk about, of course, the NPFL. Yeah. We've been saying, are we going to have just 10 clubs? Because how many clubs will be able to meet the requirements? But he insisted that even if it's just 2 or 3, the leagues will start, then others can join when they finally meet the requirements to start the season.
We hope in the next 2 weeks, contact sports can also return, subject to the strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols. We hope that before the end of this year, we can have the National Sports Festival. Of course, with some modifications. It might be staggered. Athletes will have to come in batches. We do some sports on some days, and then we rotate as they complete their own. The batch leaves, another batch. So we've kind of outlined the mechanics of it, and we hope that we can hold that sports festival. There's a new enforcement regime for domestic league. You must have a minimum of 200 million naira in your account, so that at least you're sure you can take care of your players, their welfare, their medicals, and a couple of other conditions. They've been put on notice. The clubs are making efforts to make sure that they have all the requirements ready. Like I said, every club that will play in our professional league must meet necessary conditions. And if they don't meet it, they will not play. We're ready to go with even 7 or 8 clubs. And then as you meet these conditions, you join. Because what it does is that it puts value on our players. It attracts private investment. It brings sponsors in. the benefits are massive. So this time, we're committed to making sure that this regime works for all of us.
For everyone. I mean, he wants to make, or rather, Nigeria wants to make sports a business. I mean, when you want to have a business venture, obviously you invest in it and also make it viable for private sector to want to come in and invest in it also. And that's the reason he's doing this. Clubs must have at least 200 million naira in their bank account. And of course, Tayo was asking me, how much is that? Because you know how expensive it is for you to prosecute just one league game a day, traveling expenses and all that, payment of players and everything. These are the things the clubs need to embark on. But the advantage, so to speak, is the fact that most of these clubs are owned by government. So at the end of the day, I mean, government needs to really pump in money into these clubs. And then maybe with time, private sector can take over. They can decide to, list. Okay, right. Give it out to private sector. But then you need to actually, boost the club first. I mean, so that people will know, whoever that wants to invest in it, will understand where their money will come in and how they're going to make money off it, not just recreational.
This is even another conversation entirely. That's not even going to... we need more than a show
to talk about that, right?
Yeah, when government's owning all these clubs and allowing private sector to come in, it's very, very unlikely.
So the burden will be off them.
Yeah, but I mean, all these years, we haven't seen anything.
But with the policies in place, I mean, with this, what the sports minister have been trying to do, because these things have been in place. It's just that there is no enforcement, and that's why he's insisting on them. We will have to. This is the time to actually enforce these rules that we've had over the years, not just
I'm even talking about the ownership of the clubs. Okay. Yeah, where we know 80% owned by state governments, and I just don't see
only 2 private clubs.
I don't see them really relinquishing ownership rights to our investors and all of that. But like I said, that's another matter entirely. And but I'm more interested in what the minister said about the licensing requirements.
Even if it's 7 or 8 clubs there, right?
They will, I'm like, really? They'll start the league. That would be fantastic.
So if Canopilas, for instance, cannot meet the requirements, they will not be part of it.
That would be fantastic. But
so no matter how big the club is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, how that plays out. Because these are really strong words from the minister. So the minister is on the same page with the NFF and the LMC. Right, so that's in terms of authority. They don't come much bigger and more important than those 3. So the clubs are under serious pressure now to comply. And it'll be fantastic. It's very interesting to see if they actually do. And if we start the league with 20 teams who've all complied, or half of that, who knows?
I mean, because they said the enforcement is going to be real this time, so they're not going to look at it. But I love the fact that at the time the LMC came out with those modalities earlier in the year. I mean, some clubs like Aqua United, for instance, Nasarawa United, they actually set up a committee to look into it and see how they can actually follow that.
Comply,
So these clubs, I believe, I mean, the likes of Rangers International, I know they can.
They're working towards it.
Of course, they can. Aqua United, they can. Nasarawa United, of course, we saw what they've started. If they can, follow that suit. Plateau United should be able to do that. So these are some of the clubs I'm mentioning. But there's some clubs that you look at, you're like, okay, can they? Kwara United should be able to do that. But sometimes depends on the chairman of the clubs and how interested the government are in actually, funding the clubs.
So like I said, Cecilia, I don't think we've ever been at this stage where the most important authorities are on the same page. It's like it's a concerted effort by all of them to make sure this
make it work
this time around. But I'm still skeptical.
Okay.
But we'll see how it plays out eventually. That's talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League 2020-2021 season. If you don't meet all the necessary requirements, you're not going to be a part of it. That's according to the minister, the LNC, and the NFF. Let's move on to a league where there's no issues at all. With that, we've seen match day 1 already, some very interesting results. Some teams were not in action because of their European exertions. They will be back in action this weekend. Talking about the Manchester club, City and United. But there are other games as well to look forward to this weekend. Starting with the big game of match day 2. Chelsea already taking on Liverpool, what is going on?
That's on Sunday.
Oh,
okay.
goodness.
Now let's start with Saturday's games.
Okay.
Saturday's game where you have Everton and West Brom. Everton obviously will want to
consolidate
build on what they got at Tottenham.
Spurs.
Leeds United, of course, after scoring 3, of course,
painful.
Liverpool, the bigger champions, scored 4. So they lost against Fulham, who lost, to Chelsea, to Arsenal. So those. These teams can actually bounce back. They lost their opening games.
Two teams just promoted from the
See if they can face one obviously will get his first point. Yeah, first point or maybe 3 points in the game. We'll Manchester United and Crystal Palace. United fans have been talking about the fact that United just look at players. Even Rio Ferdinand was like, Chelsea, if they want to sign a player, they don't make noise. Just like, before you know it, bang, they get the players. And bang, done deal. But United, they've been chasing one for a long time and no done deal apart from Donny van de Beek. Okay, so we'll wait what they can produce on Saturday. Arsenal and West Ham, of course, they want to consolidate on
London derby.
Remarkable victory over Fulham when they started the
Another
season.
London derby for Arsenal. On Sunday, that's where we have the big games.
Liverpool and Chelsea.
So what a match.
All the guns, all the Havertz, all the Werner, everyone needs to perform.
We'll see all of them in action. Southampton, Tottenham, Newcastle and Brighton will also be in action. But obviously, Chelsea and Liverpool will get attention on the show, and that's because we're looking forward to seeing. It's still Leicester versus Burnley.
Leicester also won their opening game
as well. Leicester starting off on a very good note. Let's talk about Liverpool, Chelsea. Liverpool contrasting opening matches for these two clubs. Liverpool had to go through hell to get a 4-3 victory over Leeds United. While Chelsea went away to Brighton, didn't play particularly well, but they got a 3-1 win to start the season. And let's talk about Kai Havertz.
I mean, when we watched the opening game, I mean, most people were like critical about him and saying, look, I mean, he didn't really come out gun blazing.
Didn't really make too much impact.
But I think, I mean, he has said that, look, he can actually play in different position. He's got to play in different position and all that, which he says, whatever position, he's very versatile. But what he's saying this morning happens to be the fact that with that price tag, he's really not under any pressure. Fine, he was bought for like 71 million quid and all that, but at the end of the day, he's not under pressure.
He is under pressure. He's under pressure.
All right, let's listen to him this morning.
Yeah, of course, I played, I think, every offensive position in Leverkusen. I played as a right winger, as a number 10, as a number 6, number 8, sometimes as a striker as well. So, but for me, it's very important to have that flexibility on the pitch and to be creative. For me, my best position is as a number 10, but of course, I can play on the right side as well or as a striker. To be honest, now I'm happy to stay on the pitch, and I think I'm flexible. I've watched many games of him as a kid, and he also like the way of play as a midfielder, to go in the box, to score goals, to make assists. I think that helps a lot to have a manager who played in such a long time in the Premier League and in the national team, and he can give me tips, and I think he will help me a lot to become a better football player, to become a better midfield player, and so I'm very excited that he's my manager now.
All right, that's him talking about the fact that he's actually versatile. So for some Chelsea fans that will be wondering what position will he be playing or something like that, I mean, he can play in any position, even number 10. That happens to be his favourite. But then we know that there's Pulisic, right?
Yeah, I mean, modern-day footballers are very, versatility is very important, so it's good to know that.
So that's why he scored 18
but
goals.
his main position as an attacking midfielder, that's where he's got to focus on. Interestingly, he talked about Frank Lampard in that clip. Frank Lampard was a goal-scoring midfielder. Chelsea will be expecting this guy to score 20 goals a season as well.
He scored 18, so...
Where?
He scored 18.
Where?
Oh, okay.
We're talking England here, Cecilia. Come on. He's under pressure to deliver. Make no mistake about it. I see that he's trying to downplay it, which makes a lot of sense. But then at the end of the day, he still has to go and deliver, you know, the goods. Sounded almost 80 million pounds, thereabouts, with add-ons and all of that.
So he had to deliver.
He's got to.
Okay, let's listen to him now when he's talking about the fact that he's not really under pressure because of the price tag on him.
It's a big price tag, but I think in football that is today it's normal to pay these prices. I think it's for me. I will not do a lot of pressure on myself because I think I'm doing not the best, not the worst thing in the past. That's because the price tag is or was that high. So I'm just trying to focus on my football and try to play my best football here at Chelsea and try to do not that pressure on myself.
Yeah, he would just try not to put pressure on himself. All he had to do is to try as much as possible. Because he already mentioned that Frank Lampard, he was watching him while he was a kid and all that. Frank Lampard, I mentioned earlier, was a player that scored, you know, from the midfield and all those kind of shots he gave to Chelsea all the time. And that's what Chelsea fans, we expect this guy to do. So I think he should just be careful because he already said he's not under pressure. So he will have the free hand to really perform when he's not pressurized to perform.
No, it's obviously,
let's leave him.
Obviously very talented. Let's go to Liverpool.
Thiago
Alcantara
is a Liverpool player.
Oh, what a signing.
The coach was actually saying, Hansi Flick was saying that, look, Jurgen Klopp, he's getting not just a fantastic player, but also a fantastic personality because of the way he is. There you go. So for them right now, fine, he's 29-year-old.
Yeah,
I mean, the money was 20 million. Add-ons could get to 25 million pounds and all.
Yeah.
But the kind of player that he is a player you definitely want to have in your dressing room.
This is a fantastic coup for Liverpool. Thiago Alcantara, one of the best midfielders in world football, just going there to join the champions as if they don't have enough already in that team. And this just takes Liverpool to another level and will definitely play a huge part in them trying to retain their Premier League title. So that's it. Agreement reached for Thiago to go to Liverpool from Bayern Munich.
So congratulations, Jurgen Klopp, for getting this guy.
What a coup. I
mean, actually, for him not to have, I think there's something about Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, for him to have left Bayern Munich. Like,
I mean, he's made up his mind
him to stay.
Yeah, Bayern wanted him to stay, but he's already made up his mind
that he wants to leave.
Exactly. And
what is it about Klopp that he was so?
I don't think it's about Klopp alone.
It's about that.
I think Liverpool are champions of England. They're big side.
Yeah, Bayern Munich are champions of Europe.
Yeah, but he's been playing there all along, so he just wants to do something
he needs
different.
To go to England.
Exactly, and there were issues about the salaries as well, too. Probably wasn't getting what he wants. This is his last contract, big contract.
So he
why not go to England and get the pound sterling and play for the champions of Liverpool
of England. Okay, and leave the champions of Europe. All right, I get that.
It's good to have that kind of option, you know. You got one option from going to from a champion to another champion. That's the kind of option.
But the difference is that champion. Okay, let's leave the championship.
Another player. Yeah, another player trying to make a move.
Yeah, of course, Gareth Bale. I mean, by the end of the day, he will be a Tottenham player again, but on loan. Back again.
After 7 years.
After 7 years, wow. I think the pressure would obviously be on him right now. Harry Kane, I mean, sometimes lose out on cold injuries and all that. So Gareth Bale coming in, Tottenham fans will definitely be happy to have Gareth Bale back.
Tottenham fans are super excited. I mean, you can feel the excitement even on social media. Like they cannot wait for the announcement of the announcement of their exactly prodigal son. He did well for Tottenham when a bigger club came. He's left, and now it's coming back again to help Tottenham at the stage where they really need help, where they haven't won a trophy in God knows how long, for a long time. Perhaps the coming of Gareth Bale will definitely help them end that drought. Before we look at the papers, let's give you updates concerning UFC middleweight world champion Nigeria's Israel Adesanya is going to make his second title defense against Paulo Costa next Saturday. And after much speculation, we finally have confirmation of the venue. They're going back to fight Highland in Abu Dhabi, Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. That's where this particular fight is going to go ahead. And the last time a Nigerian went to that part of the world,
he won. Kamaru Usman. Masvidal. That's the headline of 215. That was in July.
So we're hoping it's another happy hunting ground for another Nigerian. Still on Adesanya signed a historic deal
the first
with
UFC player.
Puma. Wow. First MMA fighter, as a matter of fact, to sign a kit and apparel sponsorship deal with Puma. That means there's now going to be rubbing shoulders with the likes of, was it Neymar that just died recently? Neymar just went to
big stars.
Usain Bolt and the likes. And it's amazing. A kid from Nigeria, from Lagos, grew up here before leaving for New Zealand, has gone on to achieve great things now. Just what an inspiration Adesanya is for a lot of kids in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Who can fight.
Who can really fight, yes. That's an inspiration there. Let's talk about another fighter also. Talking about heavyweight right now. He's trying to take a shot at the very, very top level. I'm talking about the guy here who was training at the FA. Of course,
you know him very well.
FA Jaguar, of course, he will be the top rank, the team that he signed with. He will be making
his debut,
this weekend also. So it's a good day for Nigerians.
For Nigerians, if you're Jaguar, expect nothing but another knockout. Make it 12 against Johnny Rice, who was a veteran. But with the way Jaguar has been fighting recently, Cecilia should be another quick
easy one for him.
Should be another quick one for Ifeanyi Jaguar. But we wish him all the best as he makes his debut as a top rank promoter. Of course, Top Rank is led by the legendary promoter Bob Arum, who we know knows how to fix things and knows how to fix and give you the opportunity to fight for a world title. So all FA has to do is continue to win, and eventually it will get a crack at the heavyweight world championship of the world.
Okay. Before we take a look at the papers, I'll just take these tweets coming from Bosun. He says, until we privatize all football sports clubs, it remains to be seen if they can really run like a professional entity. We can borrow a leaf from South Africa PSL, which is as lucrative and appealing as other top European league.
So in other words, what is it saying?
Privatization, take it out of the government's hands.
That's not the way forward. That's what it's saying. As long as it's still caterpillars.
But I think if they're really serious about it, we've seen DR Congo, Ethiopia, some other African countries where clubs are owned by government, and of course they try as much as possible to invest in it.
Nigeria is a bit different. Sicily, we know, is a special country.
But you can have a part ownership. We can change that. We can change that, actually.
Okay, all right.
Let's go to the papers.
Sporting Life. Let's start with that one. And Lionel Messi wins epic legal battle to trademark his name, of course. A good one for the Argentinian player. 1-year loan deal. As Tottenham will pay bills, 22 million euros. Salary, that's according to Sporting Life. De Gea still highest paid player in the world, in the EPL, pardon me. Very interesting. Goalkeeper being the highest paid. Longer those days when goalkeepers used to be, placed way at the back of, the top earners. Now you have a goalkeeper.
Let's see this season if he's going to really prove that.
He's
really earning that.
All right, I'm still on Sporting Life. Eagles versus Tunisia and Cote d'Ivoire. Raw eyes Africa's top ranking. Of course, the Eagles are on the rise. FIFA released the latest rankings yesterday, and Nigeria climbed 2 spots to 29th.
That's the best ranking in 7 years.
Awesome.
I'm like, they still third in Africa, 29th in the world.
29th in the world.
I'm like, we've not played football, so don't get carried away. Let's get up to my
exactly. Maybe we shouldn't even play. Maybe our rankings will get better because the times that you play...
Times are not playing, so that's right like that.
Still on Sporting Live, Juventus dropped Luis Suarez interest. Our story is still rumbling on. Suarez...
They've gotten... Dzeko, right? Edin Dzeko, they've gotten him, so they don't need Suarez anymore.
Yeah, but Barca don't need Suarez either. So,
Suarez should go to
what else? There's Zola. Zola is hailing Osimhen's qualities, Chelsea legend backs Nigerian to help Napoli perhaps to get into the Champions League qualification spot again. Higuain exit cost Juve 18 million euros. Yeah, Higuain finally ending his association with the old lady.
All right, Complete Sport is the last one this morning. And Complete Sport, Osimhen will prove his worth with goals. That's what Mirabelli is saying. That's talking about AC Milan coach. And he goes, of course, the ranking, the FIFA ranking, 7th, the best in 7 years. You also have that on Ronaldo, Messi snub, and Messi celebrate 20 years in Barcelona. That's the Champions League Positioner Awards. Of course, the performance was woeful, so they don't even deserve to be on that list. And Spurs will pay Bale 22 million euros in wages. This guy is earning money. Impossible is nothing. That's David James, that's what he's talking about. Tipping Arsenal to actually win the EPL title. English Premier League title. That's EPL title. Okay, that's what Stephen.
Of course, impossible is nothing. I agree.
Impossible is nothing, so they can actually do that. United waiting up some move. Okay, wait, okay. Anything United, I'm not sure I'm going to take it again. Igalo's goal voted 6th best. That's the United goal of the season award. Okay, 6th best. Not bad. Making the list is okay.
Count consolation.
So Setien is demanding 4 million euros from Barcelona because of the way he was dismissed and the fact that he just got his letter on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's a month after he was fired.
Barca will have to pay up, I believe. And yeah, I think that will be resolved. And
okay,
we'll
we need to get out of this studio right now.
Yeah, we need to go.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a great weekend.
I am Taya Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.